All right, I'd like to share with you a story. I may mess it up a little bit because it was somebody that told it to me. So hopefully I get all the pieces of it right. But the general gist of it is that there was a story of a man and a virus. And the man was kind of like the sheriff of a town. And this virus came to town and he's like, hey, what are you doing here? Are you here to kill people? And the virus was saying to the man, I'm here to take 100 people. I'm going to take 100 people with me. So the man said, okay, fine. So over some time went by, and then the man bumped into the virus again, and he's like, hey, you lied to me. He's like, what do you mean I lied to you? He said, you said you were only going to take 100 people, but 10,000 people are dead. And he was like, I didn't lie to you. I took 100 people. The rest died from fear. That's what I want to talk to you today about on Talk Tuesday, how stress, fear, and everything else plays into our immune system. The hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis plays a major role when it comes to how our body deals with stress hormones. So the hypothalamus is in the center of your brain. That is what perceives your environment. When it perceives your environment as everything is okay, then it sends those signals over to your pituitary gland, which sends signals out to every organ and tissue in your body about being able to grow, and it's okay to grow. However, if it sends signals that there's some sort of a threat to the environment or some sort of danger, it sends those same signals over to the adrenal glands. Now, most of you know that the adrenal glands are what produce the stress hormones. And when it's released to the adrenal glands and those stress hormones are released throughout the body, what happens is it shifts our blood flow from our viscera, which is our organs, out to our periphery. So we're looking at our arms and legs and stuff like that. The idea was in ancient times when if there was a tiger chasing you, you didn't need to be worried about digesting the berries you just ate. You needed to be focused on getting away from the tiger. So that's the idea behind the adrenal glands and what's happening there. Every 3 days or so, your stomach lining replaces itself. This is part of the growth process that normally occurs when blood is in the viscera or your organs. When this is not happening, that's when you get sick. And when you're not growing at the normal rates that you should, sickness can take hold, and that's part of the problem. We have all sorts of germs, parasites, and other bacteria in our body. And what happens is our immune system is suppressing all those different germs all the time. Those germs, those viruses, all those things. That's why people who have like herpes virus, it only shows up at certain times when their immune system is down. So we have those things in our body, and our immune system, when we're stressed, our immune system is basically shut off. So all these other things can show up. And that's why they're called opportunistic viruses or opportunistic, germs. Is because when our body shuts our immune system off due to stress, that's how they pop up. The other thing that we have to be concerned with when it comes to this type of stress is the increase in reflex behavior. Reflex behavior is not necessarily a logical choice. It actually physiologically shuts down a lot of the blood that goes to certain areas of the brain that increase our use of logic, and we just reflexively do things. Hence our run on toilet paper. So there's a lot of stuff like that we have to be concerned with in dealing with our stress levels. All right, so what I like to do with a lot of these videos is I like to give you some different tools and tips you can use to help yourself, because I believe when people they don't feel like they're empowered, it adds to your stress a little bit more because you are not in a position of being able to do anything about stuff. So for example, one of the things I would say is limit your television. Limit that because there's only so much you can do about the information that you're receiving, okay? Especially if it's not local. So that's number one. Number two, I would learn to meditate. If you haven't learned, meditate, pray, whatever it is to do to gives you comfort, I would suggest you do that. You're sitting in a house a lot, so a lot of people are having time to just do way more thinking than they probably ever have. So think about something productive, read a book. Some of the TV shows you can get lost into, okay, but that's only going to take you so far. If you're doing something productive, I think you'd be much better off. In terms of physically, what you could do is getting out for a walk, exercising, all those different things that you can do at home. I recommend that you even start your day with them, and that way you can kind of improve as you go along your day. Maybe it'll change some of your eating habits, because I know a lot of people are you're at home, so you feel like eating, right? So we have to change that one. There are some different other things I've told you about in the past and other videos with the steam boil over the stove. You can look at another video for that one. I've told you about the vitamin C, high doses of vitamin C, vitamin D. There's another one that I hadn't told you about, but it's NAC, and that's N-acetylcysteine. That in conjunction with two other amino acids, glutamine and glycine, are beneficial in helping your body create glutathione. And if you don't know what glutathione is, it's a super strong antioxidant that actually helps with lung function quite a bit. The NAC has been shown to help people boost issues with their lungs because it's like an expectorant as well as an antioxidant. And you know where this virus is going. It's heading to the lungs, right? So we want to do things to help boost that as well. In case you haven't heard, I believe it's acetaminophen is one of the things that actually causes, if you have the virus, and I guess one of the symptoms of the virus is to get a headache. And a lot of people may take acetaminophen from their headache or for their headache. That can actually kickstart the virus into the lungs. So that's something to keep in mind if you didn't know about that one. But the NAC is something that helps, that actually hospitals have used for people who've had acetaminophen overdoses or people who've had kidneys and lungs affected by that. So it's a good tool to have in your tool basket in terms of helping yourself to benefit yourself. You can find me and a little bit more information about what we're doing. I've connected with Dr. Saute Dean, another guy. We kind of have similar philosophies on this stuff, and both of us are into helping out people as much as possible. You can join us. We do a Instagram live every so often. Every week we're gonna start doing one, but we did one last Friday. We'll probably do one this Friday. If you're not on Instagram and you get on my Instagram, it's Dr.J.Ware. You can follow me on Instagram. We'll be on there talking live. You can ask questions. Send us your questions, and we can answer them right there on the fly about anything that you would like to talk about. So there's that. Also, there's a drjware.us and drjware.me. Both of those are location or stores where I've been able to set up a situation to give you a discount on certain supplements. So if you are looking for something, register on both of those sites or one of those sites. And the things that we talk about, you'd have first access to. It's easy enough for me to say, stuff that I've been looking into to pass that along. I also have a Facebook group that I'm gonna set up here pretty soon. So if you're not friends with me on Facebook, look me up on Facebook. Join there. I will invite you to the group to share more information about what you can do to kind of help yourself out. It's Dr. J. Ware from Hero Functional Institute. Take care of yourself, stay safe, and know that there are things that you can do to help yourself.